Hey guys, it's Charlie. It's September 30th. So today was the deadline for the Federal Reserve to cough up the information on what happened to the trillions of dollars lent out in the Federal Reserve's 10 remaining emergency loan programs. And naturally, they waited till as long as possible and then filed an appeal. So there is no information that I can find right now on when that appeal is going to be heard. It's not surprising that that they did this. It was kind of expected. However, it goes a long way in showing, what kind of transparency we really get versus what they've promised. Our president, when elected, said it was going to be the most transparent presidency, in the history of this nation. And even Ben Bernanke, Helicopter Ben, when he was on his self-promoting tour a few months ago, he was on every other news channel, and he even did an hour-long TV special to, I guess, proclaim his almost divine-like ability to rescue the world economy. Is quoted as saying, "Central banks should be as transparent as possible, both for reasons of democratic accountability and because many of our policies are likely to be more effective if they are well understood by the markets and the public." Yeah, I don't really think he meant that so much. Or maybe he meant the next Federal Reserve chairman, because he's doing everything within his power to not divulge where these trillions of dollars have went. And I can't stress it enough to people. And it's very frustrating, because if I talk to regular people that I know that aren't in this community, they don't see the big deal. They see the Federal Reserve as making money, but not really money that's going to affect them. And I don't know how to tell people strongly enough that if Ben Bernanke, even though he considers that his business and his money and his decision on who gets to know and what they get to know, the fact is you and I inevitably are going to be held accountable for that money. Now, I know a lot of people send comments saying, well, just don't partake in the system or refuse to do it, refuse to be part of the program. Well, I agree with that, but the fact is we don't have a choice. I mean, if they decide they're going to spend $2 trillion, they are doing it with the authority of the Congress and the authority of the Treasury. So we are on the hook for that money, one way or the other. Either it's going to devalue the money in our pocket, or they're going to have to borrow it from somebody, and we're going to owe that money. We're going to owe the interest on that money. And interest is a huge deal. That's what our tax dollars are going to pay. The $2 trillion taken in a year in federal income tax is going out to pay interest. One example is the $700 billion stimulus package that's going to end up costing us $1.3 trillion. So that's $600 billion in interest that's going to get paid. And if we have to be accountable for that money, then by all means we should know where it's going. And his tired, worn out excuse is that he doesn't want to cause bank runs. And that's what would happen is if the American people and the market suddenly knew what banks got money and how much they got, then there's going to be bank runs, and it's going to cause another collapse. Well, first of all, if that's true, so be it. I mean, we're going to keep the patient alive with what? He's on life support. He's mentally, he's brain dead. Let him go. Secondly, I don't know a single person, I don't know one single person that isn't into this this truth type community or into the YouTube community that doesn't think it's a good thing. Most people think it's wonderful that if their bank is involved with the federal government bailouts, because they know that if it's involved with federal government bailouts, that they can't fail. It's like General Motors, the union in general that owns part of General Motors. They're tickled pink because they know they can't fail. They're just going to keep getting bailed out over and over again. You see these people getting Freddie and Fannie or VA, which I have, or FHA loans, and they're ecstatic because they know, like 80% of all the mortgages in this country right now, that the government's going to guarantee them. So for Helicopter Ben to come out and say people are going to lose confidence in these banks because they've got government money, I argue that the exact opposite would happen. They would probably increase their business. Why wouldn't I want to put my money into an institution that I know the government's going to bail out if it needs it? Because it can't stop now. It already started doing it. It's going to keep doing it forever. So, at any rate, thank you, Fall to Grace, for sending me that story and reminding me to make a video about it. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I'm thinking HR 1207 is, that and this court decision are culminating at some point. They're going to run into each other. I don't know if they're buying time to let the next calamity happen so they can kind of kick this to the side. It's kind of my, that's kind of the feeling I have in my gut, that they're just waiting for the next disaster so they can, sweep this under the rug. I do want to mention one guy tonight, Back Burner News. He puts out some really high quality videos. I mean, I think this guy's, if I remember right, he's got some experience in corporate commercial video making. So I'm going to put a link up to his latest video. It is a parody on Fred. It's hilarious, but check him out. And I also wanted to address quickly the HARDIN, Montana thing. Most of you guys know I live in Montana. It's a huge state. We're the fourth largest state geographically, and it's about 5-6 hours away from me here. So it's not like I can run down there and check it out for myself in the evening. I'm thinking about driving down there this weekend, and the more I read up on this, the more I want to, because at first I thought maybe it was just an internet whatever hoax. I've known about the Two Rivers facility for quite some time, only because they've been building the thing for 2 years, and it was kind of an attempt by HARDIN to gain some employment and some income into that area, because it's kind of a depressed area. But the more I dig into it and see actual news reports from Montana reporters, the more bizarre it becomes. I mean, and I'll link one of the stories that's been written about this group, this American police force. They are an absolute mystery. They've claimed to be in business for years, but in fact they have a new website. Then you find out that they're part of a different paramilitary type security organization. So I don't know how far it goes. I mean, it's really Blackwater-ish, it sounds like. Their main goal, their main agenda it seems to be only to be training around the world, and they talk about this facility is going to be turned into more of a training facility by building a $17 million, 100,000 square foot training facility on site where the prison's already built. So very bizarre. I mean, read the article. It goes on to say that it'll be made clear soon who owns it, and a lot of people are going to be surprised. So really weird, really cloak and dagger. As I find out more, I will definitely put out more videos on it. At any rate, that's just kind of an update on the Federal Reserve thing and the HARDIN thing. And please check out Back Burner News. I'll put a link in the sidebar. All right, that's all I got.